Welcome everyone. We're speaking today about our project Bridging the Classroom Community Gap and Strengthening Rehab Services in Kenya. I'm Mona, presenting today with Gabriela. I want to begin by acknowledging our colleague Karen Leung. She's also a physiotherapist and the coordinator of Rehab Services for a Better World Canada. She's been an integral part of this project, but was not able to be with us today. Matt and Genevieve are physiotherapy students who completed this project and have worked with a Better World Canada to modify and implement their projects. For background information, A Better World Canada is a small volunteer-driven humanitarian organization based out of Central Alberta. It aims to empower communities to sustainably improve the lives of its members. To do this, we're primarily targeting 3 of the UN Sustainable Development Goals: inclusive and equitable quality education, good health and well-being, and access to clean water and sanitation. A Better World Canada follows a partnership model by collaborating with community members, local governments, and other charitable organizations. There are several rehab projects underway at this time. The rehabilitation team focuses on improving the health and well-being of persons with disabilities with a focus on children. A few examples of our work include building the capacity of local therapists, therapy assistants, and community members, improving infrastructure to create accessible space for rehabilitation services, and lastly, I'll mention health promotion and health literacy, which leads nicely into our collaboration with the University of Alberta.
So the Masters of Physiotherapy program of the U of A is a full-time 2.5-year-long program where students complete courses in diverse areas of physiotherapy practice. One of our courses that I'm responsible for is the second of 4 courses on professional issues. This is a fully online course, excuse me, delivered over a 6-week period over the summer, fully online for first-year students. So in this course, they learn about social determinants of health, global health, health promotion and health literacy, mental health and implications for physiotherapy practice, disability concepts, professionalism, and other regulatory topics in rehabilitation. So when developing assignments for this course, I try to create meaningful and applicable assignments where students can combine the different topics that they learn in the course and create something that serves a greater purpose other than just obtaining a grade. And in order to do this, we developed this collaboration with A Better World. So we merged the needs of a better world with the content presented in the course and the skills that we wanted the students to develop to create this assignment. And we did that in both 2020 and 2021. We base this activity on the constructivist pedagogy, where we create opportunities for students to construct learning and meaning from the content and apply this into real-world context. And this is not new. There are several other examples of international collaboration and how they can help increase cultural awareness and how students can partner with community organizations and how positive it can be, for example, student-led rehab clinics. So in the next slides, I'll let Mona talk about some of the materials, some examples of what students have created.
So one group of students created this simple brochure, which addresses the risk of burn injuries in children under 5. It clearly outlines 4 tips for burn prevention. While created as a brochure, it can easily be modified into a poster, or it could be used digitally on a tablet or at a community health center on a screen. Our second example is a document intended to teach community health volunteers the importance of joint mobility after burn issues. Of importance to note in this example is that the addition of play activities and games into the rehabilitation intervention follows along with best practices in pediatrics. After this resource was created, the students had finished the course, they were willing to meet via Zoom with Karen and I and 2 of our colleagues in Kenya to ask for feedback. Afterwards, the students made modifications to their project so that the resource would better meet the needs of the Kenyan community. The feedback suggested students simplify the language, replace some words with simple diagrams, and to add in what the therapist referred to as dosage. After this feedback came this example. This can now be used by therapists and community health volunteers. The last example demonstrates how gait aids should fit. It's simple with no language to comprehend and is culturally appropriate. As a result, it could be used by anyone.
So here are just a couple of examples of students' perspective on this assignment. Because this was an optional activity in this course, we were interested in finding out why they chose to participate. And as you can see here from this quote, it suggested that the students really appreciate the opportunity to create something that was relevant and could be applied to real world context. We also wanted to know how participating in this activity affected not only the learning of the content presented in the course, but also how it contributed to the personal learning and their growth as a future physiotherapist. And here from this quote, we can also see that the students had a meaningful and in-depth exploration of the topics. And particularly the second quote here, which I think is very interesting and relevant, it highlights how the student gained culturally and context-specific communication skills that could be directly applied to working with clients with different communication needs, such as patients with global aphasia. So we really demonstrate how applicable this assignment was beyond the course. And in terms of overall feedback, the students commented how important it was to know that the project that they were creating would be used in a real context and would affect the lives of individuals in the end. And ultimately make this assignment more rewarding for the students. And as instructors, I think it is our goal to develop activities in our courses that motivate students and engage them to the point that they are excited about putting time into those activities. So it's clear that the students value this opportunity to apply knowledge and address community needs at the same time, and that it led to meaningful learning. But we also learned that there are a few things that we need to modify moving forward. And it's very important to match the needs of the organization with the student's experience and knowledge base. So we need to consider that this course is offered to first-year physiotherapy students who still have limited knowledge of physiotherapy practice. Therefore, the topics that we choose need to match their level of competency. And keeping in mind that students could choose among several different scenarios, including those that could be used by A Better World, we need to consider making the requirements for this assignment a bit more concise to hopefully increase the numbers of students who choose to complete this activity in partnership with A Better World. And finally, this type of partnership is feasible and was very easily integrated into the physiotherapy program, requiring very few resources or course design changes. And we hope that we can continue to collaborate in the future. Thank you for listening. I know I try to speak through it. We have a time limit. We welcome your questions, and here's our contact information. If you have any questions or any insights, feel free to contact us.